Whenever. You good?
Yeah, I'm good whenever.
Yeah, Bars with Bell, Volume 6, LuCky TutCh. Let's go. Oh yeah, this the time to get hyped to. So bad, I'm an icon like Michael. Never scared of heights, but I'm scared that I might fall. So I gotta grip this tighter than a python. Yeah, you the type to get scared when the lights on, and the type to disappear when the fight's on. Just a ripple in the lake, I'm a title. On my way for the title, facing my rivals. Yeah, that means anyone can get it. Anyone at all, all my enemies ain't ready. Bitches off with their heads, so I'm getting my machete. I want all of them dead, stuff the body in a Chevy. Yeah, best believe I put the work in. Been a bad motherfucker since I turned 10. Sold packs on the street to make a earning. Got jacked by police, didn't learn shit. I never turned snitch, but I might have burned bridges. Still got the same lighter that I used to burn them with. Like the scar on my face, that's permanent. What you know about my brother when they murder him? Man, I've been at it for a minute, and I admit that I'm an addict. I'm addicted to this passion and these other bad habits. But if you could imagine, I took imagination and I turned it into rap. And now I'm fucking up the game without my dick rap. Leave a bad taste in their mouth, give them a tic-tac. If 90 comes through, you probably catch a bitch slap. Lucky if you don't take your grandma and never give that bitch back. Bars with Bell, Volume 6. Stay tuned for the next episode. I go by LuCky TutCh.
So, how did you get involved, like, with Legion? I basically asked all the guitarists. So.
Well, it goes way, way back. I think it was Dennis. I don't know if you met Dennis, but he's in. So there's Shane. Obviously, you know Shane.
Yeah.
He's Legion North, but he was in a band, Dirt Road Kings, and the guitar player in Dirt Road Kings started Legion in Kelowna. So I think we just met that, like Kyle, through Shane and Dennis doing shows through them, and then they just collaborated. But I've been with Shane since like 2000. It's like before Legion.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just kind of have been with
So you're
them.
like a Legion OG.
Yeah, from the start, for
Yeah.
sure.
So how long you been rapping?
Well, like, taking it seriously, probably a good 6 years now, but I've always been writing and kind of messing around, but started like I originally started paying and going to the booth, I think in 2015 or something like that. So,
It's a long time.
yeah. Well, I didn't really know what I was doing, but everyone told me I was dope. And so I tried my original thing, and then when I was in the studio working with Shane and everyone, we just kind of were like, yeah, we're a team now. So,
Right.
yeah.
Do you play, like, any instruments or do any other type of music?
I say I do, but no, I just hit them, and if they sound good, that's pretty much the best playing I can do.
Right.
I mess around, like I can play silly songs on certain instruments, but no. I want to get on the guitar for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with our band, because Shane layers it with different guitar layers, so I'd probably just take the easier one, and then he can go full on.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
With Opposite Eye?
Yeah.
Right. Do you guys have an album out as Opposite Eye?
We have 2 out now everywhere, and we are working on our 3rd, which it's like 75% done, and there's probably like 19 songs on it, so we're gonna have to sift through them. But yeah, that one's been taking a while just because I've been all over the map and Shane's been busy. So.
Right. What about as, like, a solo artist?
I want to do one actually. Everyone's been telling me to do some solo stuff, because this will be the 3rd Opposite Eye album, and I originally wanted to start solo, and I haven't actually done any solo albums or anything, but I've got some like solo kind of features with people, but it's always been opposite eye. So there is going to be something that's solo for me coming soon.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's like your biggest influences for rap?
Oh. Well, it's not all rap, but like the classic, like Dre, Eminem, and Tupac and them. But I always liked, like when Linkin Park came out, how it was like hip hop with that
Yeah.
metal. So like, and I've always been into punk and rock and stuff like that. So I bounced around, but I grew up on like some heavy rap because of my sisters. They used to buy like, used to be a deal. You could get like 12 CDs for a penny through like some mail order thing, and they would buy like Tupac and like all that NWA and everything when I was just little. So that's all I listened to. But then when I hit high school, it was like kind of punk rock phase.
Yeah.
And then back to hip hop. So yeah, just went from there. But when I met Shane, he's kind of the opposite. That's why it's opposite eye. Like he's like metal and just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's, yeah. But those would be like the influences. Linkin Park's a pretty big one. And that type of music is kind of, I want to do that, but not follow that same suit, do something different, which no one can really tell us what our genre is yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
just asked
Yeah,
that
I
today.
just started like re-listening to the first Linkin Park album. Like,
Yeah.
I was listening to that on the way here.
It's so good,
It's
man.
so good, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I loved that stuff when I was younger.
Yeah, there's been some, like I hear, not quite like Linkin Park, but they are bringing back kind of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're doing pop punk now, but there is some of this like new age metal pop type stuff that's coming out that's pretty cool too.
Right.
Yeah, I like it all.
It's weird how like it got so big like early 2000s.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even like, I liked it then, but when I got older and was playing it, I appreciated it way more. I was like, hell yeah, man, there's no reason or no wonder why I liked it then, but now that I am more of an artist and understand it more, it's crazy.
Right. Do you have any shows coming up?
Possibly at this, I'm not sure, we're just kind of going through everything, a festival in Kamloops, but we just had a show on Friday or Saturday.
Friday.
I'm not sure what the next shows are. I know like we're not too booked right now, but there is this possible festival and houseboat show as well in September. I don't know what day exactly. I got to look through everything, but it's kind of been a slow year just getting back into the groove.
Yeah.
But before COVID, we were like almost 100 shows a year.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
You
so-
guys are pushing for that again?
Yeah, we want to do it again. We're kind of trying to do it more on our own. Before we were going through like promoters and jumping on like any show we could,
Yeah.
which is fun and all, but it's kind of trying to step it up now and get our own team, like the Legion shows and like
Right.
Yeah.
And do like your own like Legion Festival and stuff?
Yeah, I've wanted to do it here actually
Yeah.
1 year because they do Metal Fest here and
Yeah.
stuff. So I don't know what all the legal stuff is, but it's something to look into.
Is Shane involved with Metal Festival?
In a way, kind of, because the guy who puts it on, they play and practice all their gears in the gray room there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's like involved, but he definitely helps out in, like, you know, what I mean, in the whole festival, kind of, I guess, in a way. So it's actually pretty big. Have you ever been to it?
No. But
Oh.
like, dude, my grandma, like,
It's crazy.
you know the Brown Derby?
The what?
The Brown Derby?
Yep.
Yeah, so my grandma, like, owns that. Or, well, like, there's, like...
They just sold it, or?
Yeah, well, they didn't sell it. They're actually converting it to a house. They didn't, like, live there.
Oh, we're just
Yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But, so she dresses up all, like, goth. and then comes down, like, one day of it, like, every year
Yeah.
just to, like, check it out.
Sweet, that's awesome, man.
Because she's been, like... I moved here from England when I was 5.
Crazy.
But, like, my grandma got that place.
Yeah.
And then, so... Whatever, that was like 23, 24 years ago. So
Yeah.
she's been here the whole time. So she
Really?
just loves to like support that because she's seen it when it first
Hell
started.
yeah! Oh yeah, and the whole community like
Yeah.
profits big, and
Yeah. That's
It's-
it too. She's like, they all come and like eat. And,
oh, they
like,
spend
they're all
so
nice and
much money
whatnot.
here. It's
Yeah.
crazy. You just see people walking around, going to every store, food,
Yeah.
booze, whatever, drinks. It's pretty fun. I used to go by it when it was happening, but the 1 year that I actually like went in and came and hung out with everyone, it was. Now I want to come back. I missed this one this year, but definitely would like to start something like that. I don't, like these fairgrounds are big, but that you can get the camping so people
Yeah.
can stay here. You know, you don't have to worry about people driving drunk or anything.
And you don't have to use the whole area.
No, I would just use that a lot or whatever, and then you can rent the arenas for dirt cheap, or do it outside, I guess. So
What friends on time for you?
Yeah.
You do to inside.
true, yeah. Do a winter
Legion,
one and
like
then
Christmas show.
yeah, okay.
That'd be dope.
Just take over the whole.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be sweet.
Is there anybody locally that you like haven't collaborated with that you want to collaborate with?
Yeah, there's that. Well, there's quite a few that I've talked to.
Yeah.
We've always been like, we should work, which is like a bunch of the Kelowna boys, like Chris Jang or Kairos. Not really, like, I don't really know many. I've like collaborated with a bunch of people like in Vernon already, so.
Have you been in this area like your whole life?
Like on and off, but I grew up here, and then, well, I was born in Winnipeg, but only like as a little kid. And then we came to like Kelowna, so I was there for a bit, and then it was here for like, I don't know, grade 3 to grade 9, and then it was Salmon Arm for 10 or so years. Then I bounced around working in Vancouver, Calgary, all over the place, but I'm back here, so yeah, I've been around here quite a bit, but there was a big gap, like in the Okanagan, I was like on the shoe swap sides,
Right.
which was like almost 15 years, so I kind of lost touch with everyone. So when I came back, it was kind of new again.
Yeah.
So
But you've been rapping like here your whole time kind of thing?
yeah, well, we've been rapping kind of. We've gone all over Vancouver, Kamloops, and we've been out in Alberta. Went on a tour once when we had the ball really rolling, and this promoter guy just like brought us all out there. It was sketchy for long, like off the like top, but the guy had all this energy and doing everything right. We're like, seems weird. So we do like a couple shows and we're not getting paid, and then we like lose it at this third show. We don't get paid again, and then he like took off ahead of us, like going to the venue to collect the money before we got there.
Right.
And then it was a big deal, so we trying to call the venue and stuff, and we like get there, and he's not there, but we want to get paid, and the sound, we have this big sound guy, light guy there, and he wants to get paid. So the guy we met on tour that also got screwed over, his name's Sketch Williams, he paid out of pocket for everything, and he's just like, let's do this last show, like, even though everyone's kind of bummed out,
Yeah.
we got fucked over kind of thing. And then he paid it, and it was like one of the best shows ever, and we met all these sweet connections, but the tour was like dope. The guy did all this radio promo, all this stuff,
But just never paid.
and he could have made so much money off us if he just did it, kept going. Every show you're gonna make money, but he just like, I don't know, took the first few shows and grabbed the money and dipped.
Wow.
We're all stuck out in the middle of Alberta somewhere, but we made it work, and it turned out to make some good like friends. Corey, like DJ Pulse, he came on that tour too, and yeah, Sketch Williams, and then it was us and a guy named Big Mo, and it was, all the shows were fun, but before and after it was just like, what's going on, man? This doesn't feel right. So, and it turns out the guy, like when I made a post about him, turns out he is no good, and when I made the post, it went off, and everyone's like, oh, that guy, and he like ripped off charities and all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently even ripped off Snack the Ripper and like a bunch of those guys.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So he just like heard about Legion and then like.
I don't know how he like
basically?
found us and like loved our sound, and he was doing everything right to like motivate us, pump our tires,
Yeah.
and like make it all like, he had the connections and everything, and then just went to shit.
That's so.
But it was fun and also bullshit. We didn't make any money. We were
Well,
supposed
it's just like a typical like music industry story.
Oh yeah, like everyone could have made money and had a blast and seen like the scenery and did all that, and the one guy that could have made it all happen and good for everyone just screwed it all up.
So is that kind of one of the reasons as well that you guys want to like do it on your own?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
totally, it's good to have the help from people and like get your foot in the door, but
Yeah.
obviously you got to evolve. So it'd
Well,
be
like
great.
independence always.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to do something different and something by ourselves, and I think we're ready to do that. Like COVID's gone, so hopefully we'll get everything going, and by next year just get the door, and because our album will be probably dropped by then, and I'm sure a lot of the artists will have a bunch of new material ready
Yeah.
to go. So, and everyone's super talented. Like the versatility in the shows, like you get a little bit of everything, but it's all like professional, I would say.
Yeah,
Right? Like
definitely.
everyone's so talented. It's not like just beginning. Everyone's been doing it for a bit, so they got it dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any announcements coming up? Just like that album? Show?
Yeah, we have a song and video coming out with a group out of Edmonton. It's like called Nix. There's Kano and Nixon, and they met us way back in Vancouver on a big yacht party. They liked our stuff, and then they reached out to us. I don't know. Well, we kept in touch, but we talked about collaborating. And then they finally made it happen. So they had this song, sent it to us, then we sent this hook to them and a bridge, and they loved it. And then now they've just shot the whole video. That's what I was talking about. So that will be coming out as soon as we dial that in and send it to them, because I think they're pretty much ready for it.
Yeah.
So that song is called Fight. I don't know what they're going to be dropping it under, but they are North of 40 Entertainment. I believe that's their YouTube channel.
Right.
And it'll be Kano and Nixon featuring Opposite Eye, so it'll have me and Shane. And the song is super, super dope.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of songs in the works that will be coming out. Me and Keaton, you did Bars with Fell with him.
Yeah.
We have this pop punk song coming out. It's called My Girl. I wrote it one day, just like kind of messing around with my girlfriend, and like, I'm gonna write a song for you quick. And it was like 20 minutes later. So catchy and like perfect pop punk. And then I linked up with Keaton, and he's got his woman, Sarah, who's also a artist, been part of Legion. And he wrote like a sick verse as well. And the core, like the hook is so dope. It's like, that one's gonna go, and he just bought a old school camera. It's called like a Super 8 or something like that.
Yeah,
So you can get that old gritty kind of footage. So we're gonna do it like that, because it is like a 90s pop punk, like Blink 182 kind of, but it's like a love song. So, and it's called My Girl. And yeah, that one will be coming out soon. He does have the camera. He's just got to get the film, and then the song's ready. So
That's dope.
yeah, that one's gonna be fun. That one's gonna be radio. Like, I think it'll go huge actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Keaton's voice is dope too.
Oh yeah, that guy can sing, bar out. But this one's, it's another like different thing that he's done that not many people have heard him do. You talked about doing some pop punk stuff in your interview, and it's probably this song, maybe some other ones, but this one for sure.
Right.
Like it came together like so fast. Like if you put the work between him and me and Shane also, because he rewrote, we did it to a reference beat, and then Shane rewrote it with this sick guitar. Boom, just like that. It's like, if you put it all together, it's like one session, but it wasn't.
Keaton wasn't even originally supposed to be on this.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be on it, but
he heard it and he was inspired.
yeah, I played
And
it for
actually
him and
fit-
Sarah.
yeah,
And
it finished it perfectly.
yeah, it's coming out. We're probably going to drop it, I don't know, if we get going on it. We're all pretty busy, but it's so close to being ready. It's just the video shoot and a little bit of mixing and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably get it out in a month or two, I bet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, you talked about like the Opposite Eye names because you guys are like opposite.
Oh yeah, if you met Shane.
How'd you come from LuCky TutCh?
Well, I didn't really have like I kind of had like a few rap names when I was a kid, and then Shane's like one day he's like, "What's you gonna call you, Touch?" But like, cause my last name's Hutching, so you just put the T, and so it's TUTCH, but it sounds like Touch, which was all right. I didn't mind it, and then I just thought it'd be way better with that dun dun, like LuCky TutCh. But like the funniest thing is to go with the opposite. Like, I'm not lucky at all, so it should have almost been Unlucky TutCh.
Right.
But that's kind of also play on our band now too, because it's like I'm LuCky TutCh, but I'm the opposite of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I like it. I like it as a better name because there's like so many Touch names in the rap. Because I looked it up.
Yeah.
There's like the Tony Touch and like all these other ones.
Yeah.
I thought LuCky TutCh would be all right. And if I ever wanted, I could, for a signature, I could just have like a stamp pad and just like, give them my favorite friend.
That is fun.
LuCky TutCh. Yeah. But yeah, it was Touch for the longest time.
Right.
And that's just kind of what I went by. But I like LuCky TutCh.
Yeah, LuCky TutCh is dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote up some merch like just on the computer once and did all this LuCky TutCh stuff, and it looked pretty sweet the way I was designing it. So I think if it was just Touch, it wouldn't look as good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to get some merch going too as well of my own. Like we have some Opposite Eye, and we do have to do a new run of a revamping. Do you do logos at all? Or?
I don't do logos, but Syndicate Vision.
Oh, right.
You probably already know.
Yeah.
I get him to do all my logos.
Yeah. So we need to do that for Opposite Eye, but I really want to start like kind of my own apparel. Like not even like having merch, but I want kind of my own apparel stuff. That's
Yeah. Does Legion handle all that for you as long as you
Kyle's got some. For the logos, it was usually like the people that would be doing like our editing for promo or videos. They're like the most people we work with. They were the ones that could do it. But Kyle does have all the hookups for like kind of getting all that stuff together. I'm not the best on social media, which kind of sucks, but I'll learn it one day, hopefully.
Are you gonna try and go on tour again sometime?
Yeah,
Sort of.
I want to do it. Like I've been like researching like the venues and stuff because I feel like just being in the scene, I watch a lot of artists like at my level, that snag tours and go to all these venues that are taking them in, and I don't know what their numbers are, or nothing, or if it's just. But I do have a big list of where I want to go, kind of thing, and I've been trying to kind of do it on my own, but I do need obviously the team, like Kyle will know how to do it properly, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do a tour this year for sure. Like there's tons of time to do it still, so it's just kind of everyone else's schedule as well.
Yeah.
But you kind of want to make it worth it so everyone like the experience, the money, yeah, sure, but if you can just even go and get your name out there and meet people and let them hear your music and like maybe it'll affect them too.
Yeah.
If you can just do that and get by and come back and have the experience, like even if it's not like big money in your pockets, like that's what I think it's all about. Like,
Definitely.
because you never know, just being here, not like being restricted here, could be someone just 2 towns over, like, or a whole bunch of people, right?
Well, what about that kid that messaged you after your show that one
Yeah.
time? It's so cute.
Yeah, there was a kid that messaged me and was like, "Don't give up what you're doing, man. Your music changes lives." And he was like a super fan, so
That's dope.
I wasn't a guy that just read it and ignored it. I got back into him and he started sending me his lyrics and all these videos because he wanted some tips and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I kind of gave him like some honest advice and asked him if he wanted to come to the studio, which is probably a big thing to him because he thinks like we're amazing and we've been helping him with his life. So he hasn't got back to me again, but I've talked to people around here that do know him. He's a friend of my sister's kid, I think. So
It's like 20
just him hearing that he probably didn't even think he'd get a reply, right? So he was like super stoked. And I just like stayed in contact back and forth with him, you know what I mean? Heard his lyrics and read his lyrics too because he typed them out for me. And
Yeah.
he had some talent there, but obviously he's new and scared. So I just gave him like the honest opinion on it. It's not like he sucked or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But that's how everyone is when they start. Like, you don't know. You might have the bars, but it comes with a lot more, like the flow, the cadence, all that.
Yeah.
So.
What inspired you, like, with your flow and cadence and stuff? Is there someone or just the music, like the punk rock and whatnot?
Well, yeah, I really like doing shit. Like, I've always liked harmonies, but never knew how they worked. So Shane's been teaching me a lot of that. And apparently when I like do a lot of my vocals, my voice is like kind of not like rare, but it has 2 octaves. So there's a high and a low as I'm speaking.
Are you wondering, like, behind the music, what inspired though?
Well,
Like your sister or
Yeah.
brother is what?
Or like what? Behind what? My flow?
Well, like Tyler and Nikki inspired you big time for a lot of your lyrics, is what I.
Oh yeah, my lyrics. Like
That's-
if you're talking about my lyrics, we could ask it again if you want.
So, well, that's all good.
That's
You
good.
can finish what you were saying.
Okay,
We can do the lyrics after.
Yeah, so for the flow, like, you know, like same thing. Like I've always liked Bone Thugs in there, the Bone Thugs Harmony, obviously. And then in the punk rock phase, there's like No Effects and all these punk rock bands, and then any kind of singing chorus or anything like that. It's always harmonized, and I can bar out and be like real greasy with my bars and voice, but I can't sing, but I can sing.
Right.
And when I like harmonize with myself, do one take this way and another way, and I used to not like hearing my stuff back. Now I nail it, and I'm like, what is happening, man? Like, so I'm starting to learn the control and stuff. So my flow always changes, but throughout all my music, you'll hear a lot of the same.
Yeah.
But in a song, like it's not just straight. I'll do it this way, easy. Maybe do a quick part, do some singing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always switching it up. But I try to like have an arsenal of styles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what is behind the lyrics?
Behind the lyrics, to get into it, like originally, I was just getting everything out. There's a lot of bad things happened like in my life. It's like my sister passed away, and like my best friend was like shot and murdered by the girl that I dated, that I was in love with.
That's what.
And like, I don't know, like I was just like in the bad scene, so I had all this anger and depression, like suicidal type stuff. But then, and like in and out of jail, like it was horrible. Thought I was gonna be, life was just gonna not be what I wanted. And then once I straightened out and I went to work and decided I was gonna start paying for music and go to the studio. And then once I locked it in and started working with everyone that I met, it just like went from there. And then next thing you know, like never getting into shit, never wanting to get in the scene.
Yeah.
It was all about music and changed it all. So my lyrics originally were like about how I feel, about all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? And like in a relatable way, like not just all about me. Like I know there's other people feeling the same type of stuff, right? So it wasn't like bad, but it's not like happy pop music, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like you hear it and you feel it and you're like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then once I kind of got all that out, then I wrote a bit more for the people and what I've seen like around me and like relatable that way. And then I kind of, another flow is just, or like type of writing is like humorous and like metaphors and like that double entendres and like,
Yeah.
but I do like my lane right now is kind of the pop, punk, rocky, writing that way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Painting a good picture of it. Like our one song called So Deprived or Hollywood Suicide, it's like not about no one or nothing. I just had like this movie vision in my head and I just put it into lyrics.
Right.
And it's super catchy and relatable to people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that one wasn't even about anything. I just heard a beat and was like, just kind of picturing like the song kind of wrote itself. And like,
Yeah.
how do I do this?
Do you normally write things like beat first, or do you come up with ideas on your own?
Sometimes it's like back and forth. I do like a beat because it'll get me like kind of in the groove and just the sounds. Like I come up with just sounds, then I got to make the word sound like the sound, right?
Yeah.
But I do like writing without it because sometimes the beat and then I'll like switch to a beat and then I get like all distracted. So I'll cut a beat out and just write off like an initial part. But there's times where I just write, and then that's kind of like fun for me too because then I can choose any beat and then I can take that same verse and switch it so many ways to every single different beat. Like it won't always be the same. I learned ways to. What's that?
This one, it started off with like a way different, like.
Oh yeah,
way
like the one on
heavy-
this one it went pretty hard and there was some other lyrics and stuff on it too. And I was gonna make it like super like kind of boom bap diss type fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I heard that beat chill and I was like starting to slow the lyrics down and a little more vibey and I was like, you know what, that's actually more of a vibe for everyone else, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other way it would
It's
have hit.
almost like you're just singing it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So then that also gives, because everything that's released, there's a kind of some stuff like that, but this would be like another area, you know what I mean, of my style that if you were to search me on YouTube, you'd see everything else and then you'd see this and it's another different take on it, right?
So what do we find you on for YouTube?
Opposite space and the letter I. A lot of people, when they hear it, they think it's I, like UIE.
Right.
Yeah, opposite I on all platforms. Instagram, it's the same, I believe, or might be opposite underscore I.
Right.
But yeah, everywhere. Facebook, same thing.
And then LuCky TutCh on Instagram.
Yeah, LuCky.TutCh on Instagram. Yeah.
Nice. Are you on like TikTok or anything?
I did. I opened one way back. I think when it started, didn't do anything with it, and then a year or so ago, Tyler was talking about it, so I posted like these two random short videos on it, and they like got like over 1,000 views each or something like within days.
Yeah.
And I was like laughing about it, and I had like this big plan to do a bunch of stuff on there, but yeah, I haven't been on there since then. But I would like to do stuff like that. Like I was gonna do some of them challenges they had, but I also wanted to like get our music and like, make some sort of like little clip to our beat challenge.
Yeah.
Something like one of our catchiest like spots or something. Just do a little thing and see who can do it better.
And even like short videos that are kind of like the video that we did, dude.
Yeah,
Rapping.
totally.
I
Yeah.
see lots of people doing that. And if they're like good and catchy, then
Yeah, see, I just don't.
works.
I like watching it. I just don't know how it all. I always get into it and I kind of get it, but
Okay, so that wraps up this episode. This was volume 6. Check back in 2 weeks for the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video.
hit those buttons.